Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story. So, that dark turn came from nowhere. Oh my god. Ha ha ha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Ha ha. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Pony? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kind of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that those kind of stories, they challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy that they believe in. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Heh heh, cuff cuff. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. That is, I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. Oh, that is... Well, that's not... I mean, that's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? You don't have to, oh my god. Ahaha. What are you saying? Just a moment ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Oh, she's gonna be like, help. Yeah, it's fine. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. That is, I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I'll open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Whoops. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. See? You just did it again. I mean... Ha ha ha. So kawaii. She's blushing. Here, this should work, right? I slide to my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Now she's gonna explode or something. Oh my god, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way. So I instead use my right hand to hold the book open. Oh. That makes it difficult to turn the page. Oh. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to the other side. Wow. Teamwork. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. Oh my god, help. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah, but if this was me in real life, I wouldn't be able to concentrate on reading at all. Just because I'm not very good in, I would have trouble eating right next to someone like that. I'd be like, food. What is that? Don't know how to swallow food anymore. Choking, die. Are you ready? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. Oh my god, this is like so romantic, I can't take it. We're like reading a book together. The same book, at the same time. Same pages. Oh my god. I don't know how I will be able to keep up with her. That's okay, she will wait for me, right? Oh, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I'll just wait. Do it, please. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a little bit longer, thanks. I read super slowly, just like me in real life. I don't read. I don't read, like, I speak the words in my head when I read. I read super slow, so thank you very much. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks, dude. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition, which is a word I have never seen before, I think. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. You think so? I like how her eye moves. Nothing else. How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. I'm dying. No, I'm okay. But she also second guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they are kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Pony, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Oh my god. Okay, everyone. Oh my god. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. So I keep talking to this purple-haired lady, but that's okay, because I liked her the most from the beginning. But she may be a bit too smart for me. Maybe I'll have to read manga with the pink-haired girl. I don't know much about Monica. She's like, hi, I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Oh my god, Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Phew, thank you, Monica, for saving my life. Is that alright, Yuri? Totally. That saves my life, bro. You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. Oh, it's not that. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight, if you get what I mean. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. You liar, you prefer to read it on your own. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know. That is good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your time. In your own time. Okay. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Totally, yeah. My relaxation ends. I'm getting nervous. They're gonna hear my poem. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose... What? Her poem is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. Okay. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Totally Yuri. Or that will be too aggressive. No, Yuri, because I did it for her. Yuri seems to be the most experienced, so I shall start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Hey Yuri, I wrote this when I thought about you, but I'm not gonna say that out loud. That will be embarrassing. Oh my god. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Oh, that's what I wanted. I wanted you to think that. What was that? Huh? Did I say it out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Whole face, oh. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Ha 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 ha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Oh no? You serious? I just picked up random complicated words for you. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. What? Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again. You for real? Well, I know that. Just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable things I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though, Biased how? She only like cute things? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry, it's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsugi. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Uh-oh, she's gonna be super embarrassed. Please do. Okay, she's not. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe. Calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Wow. Light, bath, flickering lights, and bath. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. I could read it, so it's fine. What? I wasn't thinking that at all, but it took you a long time to read. That's because I'm a slow reader, and it was kinda complicated. Oh, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Wow, oh my god! That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. It was kinda short. I thought it would continue another page, but fine. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Pony. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. Oh.